Hey, everybody. Welcome to It's Still Real to Me. I'm the Howard Channing along with QB1 Randy Cunningham. And way over there to my left is Joseph the Rabid Beaver. And our special guest tonight, we're extremely pleased to have these two guys with us, Dwayne Smith and Big LG Doc Galloway. Guys, thanks for joining us. And what the crap presents y'all to come on here with us?
Man, I'm glad to be on here. I'm glad that you gave us that fine introduction. I'm going to tell you that you gotta call me Gallows, not Galloway like Drew Galloway. His real McIntyre. It's all good. I understand it. We're getting a late start. Thanks for having us on tonight, boys. But I am here with my man, Dwayne Smith. And Dwayne, I never do your intro the justice it deserves. But shop.hill.com. We're not here to do a sales pitch. We're here to talk beards. We're here to talk a little pro wrestling. Dwayne is my business partner in that venture, and we were both pumped up to come on and see you guys tonight. So thanks for having us.
Well, you're still welcome.
I'm big time pumped up. I even called you the wrong damn name, so I'm sorry.
Hey, we may be nervous because we don't get this high quality most of the time, so.
Well, before we came live, you guys asked me the question I've been getting asked all week. You said, is the Bullet Club dead? Well, obviously, on a podcast titled It's Still Real to Me, the answer is no. It just depends on the best time and who's going to pay for the reunion, right, boys?
Nice.
Hey, it talks in this business. And if you got enough of it, anything is possible. And like $1 Million Man used to say, everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man.
That's the truth. And it's not just all about the money. I think that, the Bullet Club defined us, defined a lot of people, defined modern wrestling in a lot of ways. And you can feel that all throughout it at every level right now to this day. And the beautiful thing about it was just guys in a foreign country having a great time is how it started. We got to be organic for the first time. And it's like anything else, like being on this podcast. When you guys can be yourselves and people can see that you're having a good time, see you're passionate about something, it shines through. It reminds me a lot of Dwayne's project, Bryant Hill, which has turned into his life's work and why we're all sitting here today. They're very, very similar projects in different realms. But yeah, it's very cool that people are still talking about it. It formed in 2013. Here we are in 2026. I put it right up there with, the NWO shirt, the Austin 316 shirt. Definitely changed the generation of wrestling. I think that all of us who were a big part of it are proud to be, and you still see that today. So,
not only do I have the worst beard on this podcast, and I'm here to learn and maybe get it better, but you mentioned something being up with the NWA. Before we go any farther, you've been part of two of the biggest revolutions, I think. People forget Aces and Eights. And personally, that was my favorite program of the last 20 years. And it's right there with the Bullet Club and the NWA. It really rocked TNA when it first launched.
It's really funny, like when that gets brought up, because I've been wrestling for a long time now. Obviously, I still call myself a young veteran. It's debatable, I guess. But still being an active guy and as active as I'm fortunate enough to be at a high level, I get asked about the Bullet Club a lot. I get asked about Festus a lot. And there's only certain pockets of the country that will bring up Aces and Eights. And even my own tag team partner, Machine Gun Carl Anderson, my best friend in real life, my business partner in real life, my
Nope.
You got a phone call.
He'll be back.
We lost him.
Hey, I really do have a bad beard, Dwayne, so you could start there while we're getting Luke back.
No, man, you just got to use the right oils. Yeah.
For a slight minute, but it's okay. You're back. Let's go with it. We got you.
We can see you.
I can't hear shit.
It's okay. We'll get you back.
Everybody just start moving their mouth. We're
okay.
Hey, he may need to log back in. Let me see if I can do some work behind this. Yeah, he's gone.
Well, while we're waiting, now,
Yeah.
Mr. Smith, you have had an illustrious career yourself, especially being part of, and maybe even the president and CEO of the Fight for Autism. And it's been something spectacular the last couple of years, something really near and dear to your heart. And you've had lots of people be a part of that with you and join in with you as wrestling goes great for the Fight for Autism. Would you like to speak about it for a moment?
Yeah. So the fight, that's the little cat behind me. But yeah, fighting for autism is something that's very near and dear to my heart. My two youngest sons, as I told you guys off camera, they're both nonverbal autistic, and fighting for autism has always played a very crucial part into our lives. We've got multiple celebrity ambassadors. We have a bunch of professional wrestlers, MMA fighters that are a part of the project. TKO, who was on here just a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
He's one of the state ambassadors. Myself, I'm the vice president of U.S. operations. Brian Higginbotham is up in St. Louis. He's the president of the United States, chapter of it. But it's a global nonprofit charity. And when we say it's nonprofit, it's nonprofit. We don't see a dime. It's not like Autism Speaks, where it's a business. We legitimately are a charity. And we've been working, when I say we, Bryant Hill, have been working on a soap called Sweet Dreams. And it's chamomile, vanilla, and it helps kind of mellow you down. So like kids that are very energetic and have a tendency to stim a lot, it helps calm them down for bed. And we use that with our kids, and it really helps them calm it down. But the cool thing is we're going to take that, put it into a lotion and a soap, and at least $1, maybe $2. I got to look at my numbers, but at least $1 from every purchase is going to go to the Fighting for Autism charity.
Awesome. And before we lost you, Big LG, you were talking about the Bullet Club and Aces and Eights, and you kind of got cut off. It just kind of cut you out. We want you to finish there, and then we'll get back to Mr. Smith.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go quick. There's a million things going on in my house. Little backstory. My son's first match is tomorrow. I got all this family coming in town to watch that. They're all trying to call. I couldn't sneak away and get into my lair and get on the laptop and podcast like I would love to podcast with you guys. So I'm on my phone. I'm hiding in the Big LG personal gym here. And my mother can't find my driveway, so she's just calling the shit out of my phone. But that's what moms are for, right? So I'm glad she's on the way. But yeah, back to what you were saying, it's a great point, because like I have always felt, because I really loved Aces and Eights. I thought it was very cool. I enjoyed that time period, and there's some backstory there a lot of people don't know, but before I get into that, and like I said, I can't be too long-winded because of my circumstances, unfortunately, but fortunately, I don't think Aces and Eights gets the credit that it deserves. Aces and Eights was a cool faction. And at a time where there was a lot of bad news coming out about TNA, 2012, 2013, that year-long Aces and Eights run, you got some of the biggest names in the business in TNA, working in that angle, working in that faction on either side of it as the babyface of the heels. You got Jeff Hardy involved, you've got Kurt Angle involved, you've got the Stinger involved, you've got Hulk Hogan involved, and then you've got behind that James Storm, Bobby Roode, AJ Styles, all these great professional wrestling personalities. And then inside the body of it, what we used to call the B team were guys who ended up developing and going on to a lot of bigger and better things. There were a lot of great people in that group. And it doesn't get the run I think it deserves. But the truth of it is, if you look back at the numbers, and everybody, I'm not a star rating guy or a massive numbers guy when it comes to this stuff, but on a weekly basis, when that thing was hot, 1 million people were tuning into those segments every single week. And I mean, that's not a horn toot to myself. I mean, it was a big group of us. But I thought that Eric Bischoff deserves credit for that, because he understood that biker culture. He understood how popular Sons of Anarchy was at the time. And he put together the right group of guys. And it was another thing like the Bullet Club. We were having a blast doing that, like some days you go to work and you're going to have this big, awesome match or be in this big, awesome angle. Some days you get to work and they go, hey, we're going to be done in an hour. We're going to take you guys in this clubhouse with a bunch of hot women. There's a bunch of beer on ice. We're going to shoot a bunch of shit. When you're done, you can go back to the hotel. And it's like, we've hit the jackpot. This is amazing. So we had a lot of fun doing it. I loved Aces and Eights. I thought it was really cool. The only reason that I didn't stay, and I guess thank God, because I wouldn't have gone on to New Japan and the Rise of the Bullet Club and all that, was I had a year extension, and they had big plans to break me out of the group and do a babyface push with me, and eventually winning the title. A bunch of cool shit that they had told me. Whether it would have come true or not, I do not know, but that was what was on the table. But then he and Eric said, hey, we're not on the financial side, and if you haven't heard financial trouble, and I said, I haven't got a check in 6 weeks. I'm talking Aces and Eights shirts on the indies right now. I realize that. So that's why I ended up leaving when I had the 1 year option on my deal. And we got sour grapes toward each other because I wouldn't take basically the same money. And then they said they released me, and bad blood there. And it took us, almost a decade to get back together with Impact Wrestling. Here or there, but I did love Aces and Eights. I thought it was really cool, and it was another thing I was glad to be a part of for sure.
You mentioned something right before you started that. You were talking about your son. I believe he's debuting tomorrow. Is that not correct? And it's going to be at FECW?
Tomorrow night. He's 18 years old. We're a month out from his 18th birthday. I debuted when I was 18 years old. The deal was, hey, if you're gonna do this, you got to be in college and you got to have your grades up, and we're there. And he's been training hard, and we will be in Temple, Georgia, SECW, Southeastern Championship Wrestling, tomorrow night. Brad Lynch and a mystery partner, they laid out my son. I made the save, and I'll be honest with you guys on here. I didn't know if I was going to have the availability. The date came open, and I said I have to be there for my son's first match, and I have to be his tag team partner. So I'm going to roll up there north and do that deal, and then come home and jump in bed for an hour or two, and then fly to Chicago for MLW on Saturday. But I'm very excited to be a part of that. It's going to be awesome. The kid's amazing. He was a high school Georgia state champion at 215. An incredible athlete, way better than I ever was. He can do a nip up, a standing back flip. So he's also better looking and has better hair. He doesn't need beard products yet. He can put it on top. So I'm excited for him and his potential. And hopefully tomorrow night, if you're in the area, come out and see it. It's going to be a great time.
And then I also believe February 14th, you've got something going on too, right? Is that correct?
If we start going through the calendar, we could be here all night, and I'll be in a lot more white. Yeah, so February 14th, the following week, I am in Arkansas. I don't have all the details in front of me for that event. I know Enzo Amore and both of the Good Brothers will be on hand. I'll be putting that on my social media once I get through this weekend. I like to go week to week. And then Sunday, February 15th, Appalachian Mountain Wrestling. We're in Lexington, Kentucky at the Ice Center. Big show for those guys over there. Okay, yeah, there we go. OCW in Arkansas. Thank you guys for having that on hand. And then we move into an NWA taping February 21st, February 20th. I know we're in Inverness, Florida. February 22nd, I'm in New York City at Toy Stop. And then once the spring hits, boys, it goes nuts. I haven't even told the wife about all the international stuff. I'm glad to be doing it, but it's time to hit the road again.
I know this is all important, but how can we make me better looking? Tell me how you've got such a great beard.
Bro,
I mean,
listen, I will tell you how I got a great beard. It's the other man with the great beard.
Okay. So, Dwayne, I looked at your product and it was amazing. The first thing that caught my eye was that you can get a Doc Gallows, you can get everything in a line, plus an autographed Doc Gallows 8x10. What product is there and what does it do? I mean, I'm a layman. I've used beard oil like twice in my life. Tell me where to start.
So if you want to start that package, especially if you're a wrestling fan, is the one to get. It's not going to be an 8x10. It's actually a 5x7.
Nice.
We're looking. I'm negotiating terms right now to actually have it printed on a felt card. That's news to the big LG himself. He's not heard that yet.
That's high class stuff.
But I'm working on getting that.
Prospect.
The cards, he'll be numbering them and he'll be signing them. So there's only going to be 80 in existence. Now, you asked what product to start with. You definitely want to start with a non-stripping wash, which is, inside of that. Yeah, right there's the bigger bottle. Down.
Okay.
There you go. You want to start with the wash, then you want to hit that beard oil as soon as you get out. And if you want to hold it down and style it, definitely you cannot go wrong with that beard balm. Now, I'm going to give it a little plug on this one. So right there, right next to the autograph picture is the tallow skincare. And
yeah, what is that?
Personal favorite.
that is Gallows's. That's his baby right there.
I use it every night, brother. I'm not trying to look any older out there. They already talk enough shiznit, if you know what I mean.
Yes. Yeah. Hey, what is tallow? I mean, what does that start with?
It's basically beef fat.
It's beef fat that you rub on your face, dude. It's incredible.
Yeah.
I know it sounds funny because we're men sitting here talking about rubbing beef fat on our face, but I swear it's been a thing. I started doing this 24 years ago when I was 18. We don't get any younger, and everybody critiques the hell out of you for everything, especially now with the voices of social media. So I tell a lot of the young guys, I'm like, hey, dude, dye your beard, take care of it, rub some lotion on your face. And then when Dwayne and I started talking about this, I go, I'm on this tallow train right now. And I've got the tallow for you. Tried it. And it's not a product endorsement. I really literally after I finish this giant cup of wine when I go upstairs before bed. So I use it every single night. And that was another thing, like, as we do start to get older, you start paying attention to me, and I think other people do too. Like, man, forever I just like whatever's on the shelf, I'm gonna buy it and throw it on, and then all of a sudden this causes cancer, and this causes cancer, and this has all these chemicals in it. This has copper. This kind of deodorant is gonna kill you, and you're going, what in the hell is not going to kill me? So the other thing about Dwayne's product that was a cool thing for me, and what sold my wife on it, honestly, was that it would kind of make me go all natural and not just buy the stuff that smelled good that might be poisoning me, because I didn't understand what that meant. I just bought the shit at the store because I spent a long time as a bachelor and I didn't know. And knowledge is power. In a way, at first it seemed like an inconvenience, but now I love all the stuff. And so if you've never tried it, I'm sure you can brother them for a sample, and I think you'll stay. I did.
It sounds amazing, and that's available outside the kit, Dwayne.
Yeah.
You can just buy that by itself.
Absolutely, you can buy everything individually. The kit, like I said, there's only going to be 80 of them. But the kit, it's like a little special thing, and you can package them all together, and I can give you a good deal on that as well. It still comes out to the same price, but you just don't get the limited edition with the autograph and the number and everything. But if you end up buying them all together, it still comes out to the same price.
Right.
Dwayne's done a great job too, and he's not patting himself on the back here. We have DocGallowsBeardCare.com. Obviously, I want you to go to that one, right? Of course I do. But shop BryantHill.com. You can see all these products. But outside of that, this is a guy who walked away from basically stuff in his real life, and he believed in this project. And now you can find it in these gigantic national chains. It's online. It's nationwide. So I'm also a sucker for a self-made man. I feel like a bit of one myself. My father was one. So seeing a guy with that kind of belief and dedication in what he's out there selling, which isn't all the glory. I was talking to my wife about this earlier. Everybody thinks if you own a business, it's very glorious. It is very not glorious in a lot of ways. Like, I'll be walking out in front of a sold-out crowd in Chicago tonight, but because I wanted to own real estate, I was delivering my own refrigerators today. That was not glamorous. That's part of the hard work and the dedication, and that's something I really admire about him, and a reason I wanted to partner with him. And when I went and saw his store in person, I saw the family element. and the self-belief. And then I saw the customers walking in who believed in him, that he farmed locally. I knew national wouldn't be a problem with him, whether he had me on board or not. And I said, shit, you want to jump on board a train that is headed upward. So that's where we're today. And I'm glad we're on here able to talk about it. Sure.
And I'm sorry I jumped in. It just seems like when I was reading the website, I got more impressed by I went because it's Doc Gallows, and I love Doc Gallows.
Oh,
Then I read the website, and I was like, hey, there might be some real benefits for me. I'm in my late 50s, and I've never used anything. So it's never too late to start, I guess, is my moral.
Dude, that's how I was too.
No.
I used the hotel shampoo, and then I used the hotel
Yeah.
conditioner, and that's why my beard's like this. And I remember Brian Myers, Kurt Hawkins years ago, he goes, dude, you got the hardest beard in wrestling. Is that on purpose? And I go, like, I don't put anything in my beard. Why would I? And then as soon as I got this stuff in my beard, I went, God, look at this thing. And then you fall in love with it. I guess it's like, I've never had the luxury of having luxurious, beautiful long hair, but I now have it on my face, and I'm going to enjoy it, by God.
Well, before I turn it over to these two guys, I got to admit, you popped me with a line about when you first signed with the WWE and your hair, when you said, my first role was I was 25 with a skullet and catatonic. So still my favorite line to this day.
Brother, you're staring up a mountain when you're thinking about the dating scene, when that's your character on television. You know what I mean?
Hey, and I'll turn it back over to these guys, but you mentioned TKO. That is a good brother if they've ever been a good brother. And he's been a real friend to us too. So he works hard in the autism forum, and we don't want to forget that part of the reason we're here is promote autism. And you know, if we don't reach out to those kids now, who's going to do it? Because there's a lot of them that don't have the opportunity that some does. And you know, he really TKO beats the bandwagon for it, and it sounds like both of you do too.
Man, we love a good cause. We're both, you know, when it comes down to it, I mean, Dwayne shared some of his story, but we're both dads. And, you know, between my tag team partner, Carl Anderson, and I, we have fathered 9 children. So we always have a soft spot in our hearts. Anything you can do to help out on that front is the right thing to do. And if you don't believe that, you need to ask whoop. So, you know, we're always a champion for that.
All right, guys, y'all take over. I'll sit here and talk about tallow mask all night.
Now, you guys are business partners, but it didn't always start there. We understand that you all started in the ring together, and then kind of gained a friendship.
Yeah, he sucker punched me right in the mouth. It took balls, but he did do it.
I beat him too.
He loves that. He loves that part of the story, doesn't he?
Actually, if you pull up the website and scroll to the bottom, you'll see. Yeah, you'll see me in a headlock.
Oh, I thought it would be you pinning me, is what I figured it would be.
No, I gave you the glory.
Oh my goodness, thank you. Well, I love that. That's good.
Let's see if we can show it here, guys. It could be just a second.
Doc, let me ask you while we're talking about the beard and everything. How long have you been letting your beard grow?
So I get asked this question a lot because my beard's a little unique now. It's not unique, but people think so. I got all the bands. It's got to become my thing. But I had a lot of trouble, and this was before I used any beard care products. Like, it would grow to a certain length, and then I'd comb it or do something or get something in it on the road. It seemed like I would be shedding beard hair, and it never got any longer than like a certain length. And then, you know, I'm putting my wife over again. She's the brains of the operation. She's the doctor in the house, not me. She said, if you put rubber bands in that, it's going to grow exponentially faster, and it's not going to continue to fall out. And I went, well, what do you know about that? I didn't realize that, you know, I was the bald one and she wasn't. And lo and behold, I started putting some little rubber bands in there, and it was like Jack and his beanstalk, man. It grew right out, and sometimes I even have to trim it, which is awesome for me because I haven't really had to trim hair for a very long time.
You did okay for a guy with a skull at 25.
You got to try, man. You got to swing, right?
Absolutely.
Dwayne, how about yourself? How long have you been letting yours grow out?
I actually trimmed about 2 or 3 inches off mine. Maybe about a month ago. I was wearing some collared shirts, and it kept pulling the little hairs down here on the bottom, and I got annoyed with it, so I cut a few inches off of it. But my youngest son is 7, and he's never seen me without a beard. So
Yeah, that makes it. My son's never seen me without facial hair either, that he remembers anyway. So it's pretty fun.
CJ at 18 doesn't remember you without facial hair.
Dude, think about it. When he was born, I had a giant Fu Manchu. You probably don't remember this, but I was the freaking deacon, and then I go from that to being Festus. And Festus had a little stubbly beard. He wasn't really rocking it like I am these days. But yeah, I had a beard the whole time, so he doesn't really remember me without one. And he goes, "You would look like a big baby without a beard." And I said, "Wait till they start scrutinizing you online, pal."
Hey, I'll give a little shout out to Joey Hamilton in Deep South Wrestling. I know
Yes,
the freaking Deacon well.
Man, big love to Papa Joe, Jody Hamilton, RIP. I have no affiliation with it, but I just love it still exists. Deep South Wrestling, run by his son, the great legendary referee Nick Patrick. They're all over the Atlanta area. Don't know how to plug them, but I know it exists, so I'm glad that it does.
Hey, and back in the day when you were there, it was a developmental territory, and the Miz was there, and all kinds of names we'd see even today.
I mean, they're just that small group for that 2 years produced so much talent. I mean, the Miz, Kofi Kingston came through there. God, it's like a laundry list. Most of the Spirit Squad guys came out of there, and they went on to do all the stuff that they've done. Big Mike Knox, Connor from the Ascension, Angelina Love. There were a ton of people. I mean, there were very few who didn't do anything in the business. And then, there's I guess Active Still would be, I mean, that thing started in 2005, so 21 years ago. Active Still would be Kofi, me, Knox. There's a few of us for sure.
AJ came through there too, didn't he?
AJ? No, he didn't sniff the ball. He was like, when we all came to WWE, when I came back in 2016, we all skipped NXT and everybody was mad at us. And I was like, listen, be mad at them. I already went through that shit. So I did this a decade ago when it was actually hard and you had to do 1,000 squats a day. So I don't want to hear about NXT.
I live in Chattanooga, and I could get Deep South back in 2006 on an antenna. If I spun it just right, held my mouth right, and put 3 levels of 10 fulls on me. So I can get it. Go ahead, Allie Joseph. Sorry.
Callie, go ahead first.
No, go ahead, Joseph. We're good.
All right. Well, I know that you were mentioning the NXT where you did it. It was tough enough, and you had a large group of competitors that were with you. And you mentioned some of the differences between it today and then. What do you think the main difference is now?
I think that it's like anything in entertainment or professional sports. I think things evolve. I think that mindsets change. I think science changes. There was a lot of controversy around Deep South coming out of that time period when we were there, and that they were hard on us or whatever. But I grew up a 3-sport athlete, and my coaches weren't always nice to me either. So I thought a lot of that was really blown out of proportion. Bill DeMott was good to me. Maybe the man I am, probably the reason that I'm still in the ring after all these years. So I harbored no resentment against putting in a little bit of hard work. And they put in hard work now. It's just it's a very different situation. It's a more controlled situation. When you walk into the Performance Center at NXT now, I mean, it's amazing. It's the Harvard of pro wrestling. We were in a strip mall, and before the floors were down, we were in there squatting and doing push-ups and locking up and doing all that stuff. So it's the evolution of things. It's the evolution of the wrestling industry and all that. But I'm not big on pointing out the negatives of stuff, because why? There's no point in doing that. And I thought in that time period that a lot of people benefited from that more than they probably realized. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I don't know if you remember this, but Meltzer kind of caught you guys, the Bullet Club, as y'all were coming out of a show one night, and he asked you about the indies and what it would take for anybody in the indies not to succeed. And you told them they don't have to quit. If they don't quit, then you don't have to worry about succeeding. But if they quit, they're going to not succeed whatsoever. I don't know if you remember that, but I read that and that stuck with me.
I say something to every young guy who asks me a question because it was told to me by a veteran, and I've wished over the years I remembered it because the quote stuck out more than the person who said it, unfortunately. But I asked a very similar question. You know, I started out in the independents with no experience at 18 years old when I was playing Division II football. And I'd ask everybody, you know, and we'd see guys who've been up and down the road. And somebody one night said, just remember, no is not an answer. No is just another question. And I'm doing a keynote speech, a speaking engagement for a corporation with people way smarter than me a week from tonight in Louisville, Kentucky. And that's my opener and that's my go home line because I've taught my kids that. I believe that. It's your perception. You can't let people hold you down. You believe in yourself. And self-belief will carry you so much further than listening to the noise and all the detractors. And there are a million people who are going to tell you that you can't. And there are a million people who are going to want to hear you say, I can. And as soon as you do that, you're succumbing to their weakness. Don't succumb.
Absolutely.
No is not an answer. It's just another question. Any aspiring wrestlers, teachers, anything you want to be in this world out there, don't let somebody tell you no. It's not the end, and that's not the way to do it. And, you know, I wasn't always the most gifted talent. When I got to Deep South, I was the greenest guy there. There were guys who'd been to Mexico, Japan, everywhere. I've been, you know, screwing around on the East Coast independent scene, basically untrained, and they wanted me to quit. So I had to do 2-a-days and all that stuff to see if I would quit, and I didn't quit. And then they figured out I could talk, and then I figured out a character. And as I'm doing that, I'm learning to work that WWE style. And it's just, you know, I'd already given up my full ride football scholarship to do this, so there was no answer that said no, and you cannot fail. And fear of failure is a hell of a motivator, man. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And Mr. Smith, this comes back to you because you have put everything on the line to ensure that these beard products, that these men's products, these women's products are the best in the world. And you are not afraid to put yourself out there in front of anybody. You'll go on any show. You'll talk about anything, any product, anytime whatsoever, just because you know you have the best product in the world and the best product for any man's beard that's out there. And we want to let you know right now, Mr. Smith, we commend you on that, especially coming on a little show like this. You didn't even have to do it, but you're so dedicated and you believe in this product so much that RiverCity-Media is going to offer you guys 2 spots of advertising on every show that we do for the next couple months. And we want to let you guys know that.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Thank you, guys. Very
You guys
cool.
are
Thank
so
you.
welcome.
Hey, you make us look good by doing it. So, you know, we might be getting a little rub off of it too, but we'll give
Hey,
away.
brother, that's what it's all scratch and dent, baby. We're all good. That's
Yep.
what it is.
Joseph is right, though. Thank you very much for doing this. And Joseph and I talked about it, and we do some high school football. We'll be happy to put y'all on high school football this fall. And we believe in hard work too. And you're the kind of business we believe in. So
Man, if you
we'd
guys
like to.
do high
Appreciate it.
school football, I'm always a plug machine, and we do it down here. I believe in the community. I have my own Lariato Pro Wrestling that Dwayne's been a part of. We got a big event up March the 7th in Dublin, Georgia. I got all kinds of names coming for that. But March the 13th, I got 2 big Georgia wrestling weekends. I might as well plug them since you guys are Chattanooga and seem to be around the area. March the 6th, Statesboro, Georgia. We're doing a show, Feed the Borough, to feed the needy families in Statesboro. March the 7th, my own Lariato Pro will be in Dublin, Georgia for Shamrock Mania 26. I got a bunch of TNA guys. I got Billy Gunn. I got QT Marshall from AEW. Whole host of stars on that one. But March the 13th, my hometown, Jackson, Georgia. We're doing another fundraiser. It's year number 2. They loved it last year. I love doing stuff here in the community.
Hey,
We're doing a big one for the Jackson High School Red Devils. That's my hometown team. I got Graham Metalik. I got Machine Gun Carl Anderson and myself. I got Connor from the Ascension, who we talked about earlier. I got the ladies from WOW coming in. It's going to be a big event here March 13th. That's a big wrestling weekend here in Georgia. 14th, center stage in Atlanta for MLW. And March the 15th, Mucha Lucha ATL. The Luchadors will take over North Cross, Georgia. I'll probably have to catch some of them, but you can catch me there as well. So it's a big March for Georgia that I'm excited to be a part of.
And I wanted to make a little plug here. So he talked about giving back, and I want to bring up the very first match that I ever had, with the big guy. So that was actually to raise money for the Wounded Warrior Project.
Yes, sir.
That's actually how we met, and
Because
just
of the
kind of.
Warrior Project. That's how he sold me on doing a match, and then he ended up flukishly pinning me.
But it was great, and I was nervous going into it. First match in front of a crowd and everything, and
it didn't feel nervous in the mouth.
You knocked me out. Do you remember busting my eardrum on my 30th birthday?
Guys, listen. He can't listen. He's got a busted eardrum, for God's sakes.
He's a big bully. That's what it is.
It was hilarious. So the story on that one, we were shooting a promo. We were at Paul Lee's AWF.
Oh, and, Paulie is our friend.
Yeah, we love Paul. And so he told me, he said, I'm going to slap you, and then you'll go down out of camera, you'll come back up, and you'll say, I'll see you August 16th. Well, I don't know, his hands are like this big. Like, he's got some huge hands. So when he done it, he cuffed my ear and popped my eardrum. So I go down and I don't hear him walk off. And so I'm just kind of sitting there, and I slowly raise up, and I'm a little bit confused, and I'm just like, I'll see you August 16th. I completely botched it, but I was not going to let him slap me again to redo it. It wasn't happening.
I feel so bad because you didn't tell me, I don't think, at the time. Busted, but I busted my eardrum. The Great Khali busted one eardrum. The other eardrum was after a hard day back. We're back talking about Deep South again. It seems like part of the theme all here in this region, but we had a week of a hellacious practice, and we were in all kinds of trouble. So Mike Knox and I, back in the day, we'd sometimes split a case of beer and sit by the apartment. He said, I think if I hold this boogie board and you run, you can surf across the pool and get out on the. And I said, of course I can do that. And that's how
Big OG, you said you played high school football. What positions did you play?
I played left tackle, and then I got moved to center my senior year, and that was everybody took notice of me. I was a large center, and that was what got me the scholarship. Was playing center.
Nice, Dwayne. You was in the business for quite a while, same as Doc there. How did it feel traveling around all over the world and finally being able to come back home and sleep in your own bed for a couple of nights?
Well, I didn't travel like he travels. I stayed pretty yokel, and then I would go to St. Louis, Alabama, Tennessee, but St. Louis was the furthest that I went, and then I'd come back home.
But still, traveling and then coming back home. I mean,
it felt great. And the only reason I did the St. Louis shows was those were Fighting for Autism events. And now I don't know if LG knows this story. So the first and only time I played a heel was at the Fighting for Autism event the first time. And TKO was involved in this, by the way. But we had to pivot. We were putting over a professional wrestler who had Down syndrome. And I was going to be the one that put him over.
Sure.
And but we were backstage, and we were like, we really don't want to build him as a heel, so you're going to have to be a heel. I've never been a heel. I've always been a babyface. And so they're like, can you flip it? And there's probably 7,000 people in this arena. And but the kid that was introducing me, he was a young kid at the time, but he was on the autism spectrum. And I was like, I can, but y'all ain't going to like this. And so I talked to the kid and the parents, and the kid was so excited, and so he was going to introduce me, and he wanted me to shove him down to the mat and take the microphone. I said, how about I just palm your face and take the microphone?
That's better.
And people were, they were popping when I came out because I was built as the baby face. But as soon as I get in there and he comes up to hug me and he's all excited, this kid, he's probably 7, 8 years old, and he was so excited to meet me, and I just face palmed him and yanked the mic out of his hand. They were throwing stuff into the ring. They were booing me. TKO was part of that. He was the babyface side of it, but when we got backstage, he was like, I've never seen somebody turn that many people that quick. And I said, hey, I had to do what I had to do, man. And that was the only time I've ever played a heel. Everything else has been a babyface.
That's
Yeah,
beautiful, dude. And for a good cause. Guys, I got to pop out of here because I'm needed upstairs. Anybody got one last one for me before I jump out?
No, just
appreciate you having me.
appreciate you being here with us. Anything you want to throw out
Thanks.
about CJ's debut tomorrow?
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy. All right, Mr. Smith. So we called you the hustler. I mean, I know that's a
still
rip
frozen?
Rip Rogers, but you're really the hustler here. And you're just all over the place with your product. We put it down there for you. ShopBryantHill.com is where you can get all your products. And once again, we're going to put it up on the screen for you guys so you can see. And he is promoting the new Doc Gallows line, which is going to come out of all beard care products. That's going to be available to you starting when?
So the products, you can actually order all of the products now. The collector box it's on pre-order, so it won't ship until March 1st. And that's just because, like I mentioned, I'm getting all the little cards and I got to coordinate with his schedule to get the autographs and everything. But go ahead.
The collector's box comes with everything inside the line, including that signed felt picture that you're going to be putting out there for you. And there's only going to be a limited number of those. 80, I believe is what you said. Is that correct?
That's correct. There's only going to be 80. And you also get, if you look down there at the little question mark, you get a bonus gift as well. So that bonus gift is worth about $30 itself.
So guys, if you guys are out there and you're interested in taking care of your beard with the best products that are made today, go ahead and head over to shopBryantHill.com today and get you this great package for $140.99 plus shipping and handling and tax, guys. You will not be disappointed. It's going to be a great time for you, to take care of your skin, take care of your beard, take care of your face, take care of everything on your body if you want to with these brand new products. And speaking of products, you have women's products available as well. You have body cream, soaps. You have everything available here. So talk about those for just a moment.
Yeah. So the body creams and the soaps, I mean, those are products that, we were doing the men's line, and I figured why not do something for the ladies? So we started rolling it out. We've cut back a lot as far as the different scents. I think I want to say this time last year, we probably had, between the men and the women, we probably had like 15 different scents. But we've cut it back to the core products, the ones that smell the best and sell the best. And so we've rolled it back a lot. When it comes to the women's line, the pink Moscato is the one that sells the best. We might change the name of it. It'll be pink something or something pink. But that one there, it smells like an evening gown, not on the town. Like there's just no other way to explain it. It's like a black dress. That was my son getting overstimulated.
That's okay.
But it's like a little black dress, not on the town, is what that's like.
And you can get all of these products right now at shopBryantHill.com. So ladies, if you're out there and you're looking for a new scent, you want to impress your man, you want something that's going to be really velvety and make your skin feel good and also make you smell attractive to your man, this is the place to go right here. You want to go to shopBryantHill.com, click on one of these beautiful products he's got, $8.99 plus tax plus shipping and handling, and you want to have it sent to you right now, guys. It'd be a great time for all of you all to do that. And then, of course,
especially
you got
Valentine's Day
stuff going on here.
Hey, let's not just leave that unsaid. Valentine's Day coming up. You know where to go shopping. That's all I'm saying.
That's right.
because some of us don't do anything until like a couple of days beforehand. You probably got express shipping too, don't you?
I can. Yep.
All right. Just saying.
So, gentlemen, for all of you out there that are watching this right now that are looking to get your lady something special, this is going to be the place to go. Go to shopbryanthill.com, get you some beautiful soap, get you some great cream for her, and let her smell like $1 million for you. It'd be the best time to do it. I'm not saying that to say, hey, your woman stinks, because we all know she doesn't, but we want you to have the best products whatsoever. And I guarantee if you'll get this for her, she's going to be asking you to buy it for each and every time she needs it. So you want to go to shopbryanthill.com today. Now, you've got a lot of other product lines that are going to be coming out as well. You've got your own beard oil line directly that's coming out. You have so much in it. You've got the Southern Gentleman. You've got the Money Luxury. You've got the Farmhouse Tobacco. You've got the Tobacco Luxury. You've also got the Sunset Luxury and the suit and tie luxury that's going to be out there and available for you. All of them are priced at $30.99. Tell us what's special about your beard oil.
So the beard oil is, again, all natural, but that bottle, the size, the computer rendering doesn't do it justice. It's actually a 2-ounce bottle that you're getting for $30.99. If you use another product, then I'll take the shot. I don't care. Like Live Bearded, you're only going to get a 1-ounce bottle for that price. Whereas mine, you're going to get the 2-ounce bottle. One of the things that makes mine different is the Ethiopian Abyssinian oil. So it gives you that nice shine on the beard without making it greasy. And that's the Abyssinian oil.
I'm Googling.
Not only that, but it's going to make your beard smell fantastic to that lady that's inside your life as well. And she may not have enough of it. So you might want to order some of this as well while you're out there ordering for your lady. And currently, I believe you got this going on in a bundle too, don't you?
Yeah, you can buy everything in a bundle. Once I see it coming in a bundle, I actually cut you a discount on it. It's not something that, that I'm not greedy. I do the products to make the products, available and they work. So I want people to use them. It's a healthier alternative than some of the chemical filled junk that's out there.
And that's what's on your website that just caught my attention. I mean, it really is awe-inspiring what the effort you've made to make this safe and healthy products.
A lot of research. And we test everything on ourselves about 30 days before you guys ever see any of it. And so to give you a heads up on some of the things you're not going to see on the website. So, we've got the Doc Gallows line. We've got the Diamond Cutter line, which is Diamond Dallas Page. I'm working on a line with Buff Bagwell. And then I don't know if you guys ever listened to him or not, but Bone Crusher, the 5-time platinum rapper from the early 2000s.
Yeah.
So he's a family friend, and I'm working on a line with him.
So you've got a lot of stuff going on, and you're going to be making it in the days to come. You've got some beard balms as well that you're selling personally on your side. You've got a couple that are sold out. So we know that they're extremely popular, like the cherry tobacco and the farmhouse tobacco. What is so special about the scents on those?
So the farmhouse tobacco, it's a special blend that I have. It's a tobacco, spice, a little bit of leather. If you think a rugged cowboy, that's what you get. And I'm not name dropping the name drop. That's not what I do. I want you guys to know that I can back up any claim that I ever tell you, because I'm not going to lie to you about it. The farmhouse tobacco has been purchased from Matthew McConaughey. If that tells you how good that smells, that guy, he really likes that one.
Right. All right.
And we've had Johnny Depp order from us. We've had Mike Tyson. We've had a lot of celebrities who have reached out and purchased stuff over the last 1.5 to 2 years. And I credit my boy D-Rod for a lot of that. D-Rod, like he knows a lot of people, and he's a good friend of mine, and he'll randomly purchase a bulk order and send them out as gifts to people.
Wow.
And so that's how Matthew McConaughey got a hold of us. Johnny Depp got a hold of us. We've had a president order from us, so it's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool.
Well, with all the products that you have, what is your personal favorite that you're selling out of this?
Ooh, that's like asking me to pick between my kids, man. Uh, I'll give you my two top favorites, and the reason why I say that is I have a winter one and I have a summer one. So for the winter, the cold months, the farmhouse tobacco is my go-to. But when it starts warming up and getting a little warmer, it's the Southern Gentleman.
You might be glad you didn't say that in front of Doc. He might have snapped on the country gentleman.
Yeah.
And that could have got bad there. So I'm glad he's gone when we're talking about the Southern Gentleman.
Now, AJ tried to get me to change the name of Southern Gentleman to Country Gentleman, and it'd be his line.
I think that's a wonderful idea.
And I said, no, I can't do it.
I think you ought to come out one for AJ called the conspiracy theory. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, it would go really well with him if you know him. So
I didn't know he was a big conspiracy theorist. I've only met him once or twice.
I'm not allowed to talk to him at conventions anymore because his dad banned me because I got him on a conspiracy talk one time. So
if you, all you need to know is that the earth is flat to him and the earth is round to a lot of other people. Just start with that one. That's the starting point.
That's about a 2-hour one.
Minimum. Well, Mr. Smith, thank you for coming on tonight. We really appreciate you being here. We want to give you the ability to say anything that you would like to say or shout out to anybody that you would like to shout out before we let you go tonight. Is there anything that we can do for you as well? We'd love
anytime you want to launch products, if you'll send Joseph, Howie, or me one of the flyer for it, we're happy to post it. We're happy to put it up. Any new videos you do, just send it to us. We'll put it on the website.
Absolutely. I appreciate it, fellas. I really do. And when I see you guys come on, like I'm one of those, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. I'll share it as well. And try to help you guys grow the channel as much as what I can. I want to, as far as shout outs go, I definitely want to thank, Gallows for coming on here and spending some time with us. He was a little, he warned me before we got on the air that, that he had some family coming in. He wasn't sure how long he able to be a part of the show. It was a lot longer than what I thought he was going to be able to. So I appreciate him taking time, away from the family to sneak away and come on the show with us.
Absolutely.
And of course, my shout out to my kids, but none of this business would be what it is if it wasn't for my wife. So, definitely want to give her a shout out.
Absolutely.
Hey, Dwayne, before we leave tonight, I have a question to ask you that's, and I've had some fun tonight, and I'll let Howie ask you one out the door here. And I've enjoyed this immensely with you and Luke, but I'm so impressed by your business willingness and how you've laid yourself out there. What advice would you give to a new entrepreneur or someone that says, I have this great business ideal, I just don't have the nerve to pull that? Because you basically were willing to do that when some people don't. So any advice you could give to the world, what would it be?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that one. Honestly, I'd probably have to say, when it comes to doing it and doing a business, I'm going to steal a line from one of the guys I consider a mentor, which is Les Brown. Shoot for the moon, because even if you miss, you'll land with the stars. Nobody's ever figured out how to get out of this life alive. You might as well have fun doing it.
That's right.
Amen. Amen. Howie, go ahead. Close us out.
Mr. Smith, we appreciate you coming on. My only question is, you got all this hair care products coming out for the beard and everything. You have anything else in store for the future that maybe you could kind of break loose here and let us know about?
We will eventually be bringing back some of our laundry detergents, because we also do all natural laundry detergent. So we will be bringing that back out, and we are beta testing some face oils, some anti-aging face oils for the ladies, because
Cool.
they really don't like rubbing beef fat on their face for some reason.
Hey, beef fat on my face didn't sound so bad, so I was all in on that. All you had to say is beef fat.
Yeah, but Dwayne, the problem is if Randy orders that, he'll eat it. He'll think it's actually food, probably, with it being beef fat.
I don't weigh 350 pounds for no reason. Hey, even if you don't bring Dwayne, Luke with you, you are welcome back here anytime you want to come and talk. And sounds like we got some wrestling stories we need to draw out of you a little bit too.
I've always got tricks up my sleeve. I'm one of those chameleons that you drop me in a room, I'm gonna walk out with everybody in there is gonna love me. So I'm one of those guys, and I treat everybody the exact same, whether you're the janitor or the CEO.
Yeah, that's a good way to
Nice.
be.
Awesome. We appreciate your time. Tell Doc Gallows thanks for joining us as well. Sorry, I call him Galloways at first. Been a long day for me as well, but thanks for joining us. And like Randy said, you're always welcome on here anytime.
We might have been a little excited to have Doc on the show, just a little bit.
It's all right. It's all right. I'm sure he understands, and he absolutely like you guys saw the chemistry with us. We've known each other for many years, and he's a great guy. They don't call him a good brother for nothing.
Amen.
Good deal. So for the Rabbit Beaver, for Randy Cunningham, I'm the Howard Chain, and our special guest tonight, one of our special guests tonight, Mr. Dwayne Smith, owner of Bryant Hill. Go visit his website at https://shopbryanthill.com. You can find something on there for yourself. And like we talked about earlier, Valentine's Day is coming up in about a week, I think it is. And I don't have to worry about it. I don't have somebody, so I'm not really worried about when the date is. But anyway, for the ones that got somebody, go on there, get the ladies some of Dwayne's products, and they will thank you for it later on. So,
oh yeah, and you'll
thanks
thank me for it.
Absolutely. So, thanks for joining us, everybody, for watching, and good night, everybody.